It's Listen In with KNN, the sports sound of the district. Today, we welcome another standout from the football ranks. After a stellar college career at Arkansas, he spent 10 seasons in the NFL as a member of the Oakland Raiders and the Dallas Cowboys. His best season came in 2010, where he set career highs in rushing and receiving yards, total yards from scrimmage, and touchdowns scored for the Silver and Black. With the Cowboys in 2015, he became the first former Arkansas Razorback running back to register 2 1,000-yard rushing seasons in an NFL career.
35-40, midfield, McFadden breaks a tackle, he's gone! Touchdown, Raiders!
On a 3rd and goal. Campbell deep drop, set up the screen, McFadden, he's got room, and McFadden, second effort, touchdown Oakland.
McFadden cuts upfield, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown.
And Darren McFadden joins this live stream broadcast of Listen In with KNN right now with your host, Kelsey Nicole Nelson. It's Listen In with KNN, the sports sound of the district. We bring you the biggest guests, great analysis, and the hottest sports stories in the nation's capital and beyond. And we bring it to you live. Welcome to this live stream broadcast of Listen In with KNN. Here's your host, Kelsey Nicole Nelson.
Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday. Welcome to another live stream edition of Listen In with KNN, presented by Fox Sports Radio, 1340 AM and 96.9 FM. I'm, of course, your host, Kelsey Nicole Nelson. So excited that we're getting nearer and dearer to football season. So I decided to bring in a special guest who knows football pretty well. He can talk sports with me, talk football, and get us all ready for the upcoming NFL season. I am so excited to welcome none other than Darren McFadden to the show as my very special guest. It's not every day I get to welcome an SEC royalty. Of course, you all know what he did on the football field. Just a tremendous talent. And we're going to talk latest and greatest, all of his accomplishments, his football career. And yes, we'll get to some of your favorite fan questions. So without further ado, please help me welcome Darren McFadden to the show. Darren, how are you today?
Hello, I'm doing great. How y'all doing? I definitely appreciate you for having me on.
I appreciate you for making time. I know you're busy. You're playing dad, trying to get everything together. How has life been, Darren, for you?
It's been great. Like you say, for me, it's been being dad 100% of the time, man. Being at home with the kids ever since the corona pandemic. They don't have many activities right now, so we try to find things for them to do around the house and, just try to keep them busy and keep them stimulated.
I love it. So you're like teacher Darren now? Is that what you're
No, I wouldn't call it that right there. Just more so just make sure everything goes okay and nobody gets hurt.
Of course. So what have you been doing lately? Have you been catching NBA playoffs? How are you filling your time other than when you're playing dad role?
I try to catch a few games here and there, but for me, most of the time is just at home, chilling with the family. We have some friends stop by that, that we feel like we can trust enough to have them come over and stuff from time to time. But other than that, I'm just been at home and enjoying the hot Texas summer so far. And, it's been pretty good.
Yeah, I'm glad it's been pretty good. Of course, we're gearing up for football season. Wow, Darren, I'm taking you back to your days at Arkansas. imagine probably what the athletes are thinking right now. Of course, COVID's going on. We don't have all conferences playing. I mean, just in your thought, do you think we can have a true champion this season?
That's a tough one right there. I couldn't imagine having to be a college player at this time right here. In the NFL you have to prepare for things and you always expect the unexpected. But in college, you're so much set on a strict schedule and you're used to following that schedule. And so,
yeah,
I couldn't even imagine them the way they're preparing right now. But like you say, you have some conferences that are not even playing this year, and it's going to be tough to decide, who's actually a true champion or not. Everybody had their big names on schools. They're automatically going to name out like the Alabamas and the Clemson, Georgias, and LSU schools like that. But it's a lot of schools there. They have a lot of good football players and a lot of good teams. And their conference may not even be playing this year. So that's going to be a tough one right there.
Yeah, it's going to be so different. I can't imagine what they're going through. And of course, we have players that have opted out to play this season. Of course, just COVID. We know the draft's coming up. I mean, what advice would you give to the seniors this year, Darren? I mean, just being in their shoes, is anything you can tell them to just try to ease their minds, ease their thoughts as they hopefully prepare for life after college football, which will hopefully be in the NFL?
That's actually a tough one for me because, like I said, I couldn't imagine going through this right here. But the one advice I would always give them, at the end of the day, you have to keep preparing like you're going to play football, whether you play football or not. You just have to keep preparing, being ready. And you never know if the season's going to go on or if you just have to skip this season and try to go into the NFL. But either way you go, you have to be trying to be prepared.
Yeah, and just thinking about that, let's look at your Arkansas team. Do we think they might do something special this season?
I'm a diehard Razorback fan through and through, so I'm always have the highest hopes for them. And well, with the new coach coming in, Sam Pittman, he's been doing a great job. He did a great job of putting the staff together. He's been doing a great job at putting his players together, recruiting. And I've talked to a couple of guys up there, and they say they've been doing great. Nobody's had any problems with COVID-19 or anything, so they've been following all the strict guidelines. And I think they're going to be a very well prepared team. I'm looking forward to see what they can do this year in the SEC.
Yeah, we're excited for them. You guys landed a major commitment from four-star receiver Keytron Jackson, which is obviously huge. He's the highest-ranked player for Arkansas's 2021 class, following four-star running back A.J. Green, who will hopefully make you proud, trying to fill your big shoes that you left at the school. And just when you think back to Arkansas, because I want to talk about some of your recent accomplishments, what are you most proud of the legacy that you left there?
Me growing up in Arkansas, being born and raised, I had a dream of growing up. I wanted to play football for the University of Arkansas. I just wanted to step on the field and play for them. But, after setting all the rushing records pretty much, walking away with so many accolades, it's just it's amazing. Like I say, just me putting that Razorback on my helmet, that's one of the most things I'm very proud of. As far as the individual records and everything, those speak for themselves. And, for me, like I said, I'm a team guy, and so I can't take anything away from the team. The players that I've played with up there, I had a lot of great players up there with me to help me get to where I was. And so it's something for me, like I say, just bleeding that Razorback red through and through.
Yeah, I love that. Like you said, a native of Arkansas, of Little Rock. I mean, 10 of 12 children. Number 10. I feel like that prepares you for anything. I'm sure you're hoping
right
for something. So what was that like growing up? Talk about just your family life and how that prepared you for football.
It was very interesting. For me, I grew up in the inner city. I didn't grow up in a best of situation. My mom did drugs growing up. My dad dealt with drugs and everything. So, having so many brothers and sisters that actually helped raise me a lot, taking care of me when my parents weren't around or something. It's not to take anything from my parents, everything. They did great parents, but they went through the 80s and, they had their fun and did their thing back then. So they're doing very good today. And so that's one thing I'm very proud of them.
But to hear that.
For me, it's just I'm a very family-oriented person. Having that many brothers and sisters and being as close as we are, man, is just a great thing, and I love it.
Yeah. Are you and the wifey aiming for that many children too?
Oh, no, I don't think so. Yeah. I think we're good where we are now.
I had to ask that. I'm sure it's a big family to handle, but I just love that, you stayed in Arkansas and did so much for your school, even in high school. You just have been just so tremendous. And I think for you now, looking at all the different awards that you've gotten, most recently, Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame, Darren. Congratulations to you on
Appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it.
How did you feel when you first heard that news? You're in other Hall of Fame, so I'm sure this is just another check off the list for you. I'm sure.
For me, it was an honor, man. Like I say, being an Arkansas kid, anytime you can etch your names in the record books of the University of Arkansas, man, it's something I love. And just been inducted as Arkansas Hall of Honor this year. Is actually what it was. I actually did the Arkansas Hall of Fame like 2 years ago. But the Arkansas Hall of Honor is strictly for the University of Arkansas athletes, and so that's one thing I'm very proud of. Like I say, just growing up in Little Rock, I just wanted to play football for the Razorbacks, and I went up there and did amazing things, and my name would definitely be remembered there, and that's something I'm very proud of. I made a lot of people proud, and I put my state on my back and made them proud.
I love that. And really quick, we can take a question from our fans that are watching, Darren, because of course you have a lot of them. We've seen your followers on social media. Going back to your family, how many of your siblings followed in your footsteps into sports, if any?
I'm the only one that actually played in the NFL. My younger brother played 2 years of college ball, and I had an older sister that ran track in college, but we were probably the only 3 college athletes out of the 12.
The only ones that you're the only one who picked up that football, and obviously did very well into it. And then with that recent honor, again, I know you're in other Hall of Fames. Where does that one rank compared to your other awards?
It's right up there at the top for me. I tell people being in the College Hall of Fame is probably one of the most highly honors I've had right now. I'm definitely appreciative of that. But like I say, I'm an Arkansas guy, man. So anytime I can get in any Arkansas Hall of Fame or anything, I love it. So I definitely will put that one right up there at the top.
I love it. What's an Arkansas man, Darren? How would you describe it? What makes y'all different, Darren?
Just super cool, laid back, man. Chill, just easy going. Very family oriented, but family protective, and just a good old Southern boy, man.
Good old Southern boy. I love it. Well, speaking of that, something that really made you distinct. I think it's something distinctive to the South, and I can say this too because I have family from the South. You had some cool cars during your time. You did some pretty cool things. You love his cars, and where this love came from.
It's just the culture around Arkansas, man. Like old school cars with big wheels, and that's something when I was able to give me one, I was very proud of, and I had it for as long as I could. But that's something we definitely love doing. Just kind of getting cars and kind of tricking them out, and I kind of still do it to this day.
So well.
Right.
So well. Do you still a hobby of yours? What cars do you have now?
I definitely, it definitely is. I'm just more like, I guess, I still I just have a.
Can you still hear me, Darren? Are you still with us?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Well, I had to bring it up. I love it. Obviously, that made you kind of distinct. Any players have cool whips now? Any players doing you justice?
I've been around, man, they have some phenomenal cars, man. Several guys that I've been around. Like I say, there's a lot of guys that not only the culture in Arkansas, it's a lot of guys like a lot of guys in Florida. They have a lot of loud colored cars.
All right, Darren, you're breaking up a little bit on my end.
Oh, sorry about that.
Can you hear us okay?
Yes, I can.
All right, perfect. I think we got you back, but it's just phenomenal. And of course, I had to have fun with you. And just, do your kids, do they have a love of car too? Did it spread down to your next generation?
If they haven't shown it yet. I think maybe in a couple more years or so, but they haven't really shown it yet.
Maybe soon they'll follow it. That's
right.
I want to go back to football. So of course we talked about them dealing with COVID-19, but also of course, Darren, happening in this country is this movement towards social justice. We see it all over the country happening. We saw the removal of Confederate flags, of Confederate jerseys, and of course on the sports realm, we saw what happened in the NBA with players saying, look, we're not going to play right now. There's a bigger problem in this country. And we see the NFL trying to approach it as they prepare for the next season. The NFL and the NFLPA announced basically voting initiatives that they would do. They want to encourage everyone to get out and vote. They're going to close their facilities on that day so people, so their staff can go get out and vote. But just when we talk about this issue, we see that they're going to paint our stencil in some sayings into the end zone, such as in racism. Is this enough that the NFL is doing this, in your opinion, in terms of trying to at least make a stance towards social justice?
It's I commend them for trying to make a stand towards social justice. It's something it's a thing. Everybody has to do their own part. I guess that's them trying to take part and do their own part. It's better than nothing. I could say any little thing that can help. All the little things can build up to something big, and so any little thing can help. Like I say, for them, they're doing their part, and I appreciate them for doing their part. But like I say, social justice is social injustice is a very big problem in our country, and it's something that I don't think a lot of people really realize if you haven't dealt with. I've been around people. I've been around inner city kids who I grew up around. And I've been around some of the highs of highs, like people that are not from the inner city, that haven't experienced the inner city, and just to see the different views. They may not agree with it or exactly see it the same way that you see it, but just to be able to talk to somebody about it and let them know that, like, hey, this is really a problem, and especially someone that you can talk to it about and they actually listen to you and take what you're saying, and not only just looking at the fact that people say, oh, these lives matter, or these lives matter. You actually want to listen to what is being said. It's not just about what lives matter. It's about what's being said. And that's something that I think a lot of people really don't, they kind of tune out once they hear the first part of it, but that's not the case about it. And like I said, I respect what the NFL is doing. I appreciate them. I appreciate all the players that are out there standing up for something. I definitely believe they should definitely continue to do it moving forward. Hopefully we can try to see some change eventually.
Yeah, we hope to see the change. And just looking back at your playing career, do you wish initiatives like this had been started back when you were playing there? And is it too little too late? Or are you just glad it started at least now and it's at least a starting point?
I think in my days it was kind of later in my career, but Kaepernick actually tried to start that initiative. A lot of people overlooked him, and they tried to say that, oh, he's just being disrespectful to the flag and anything, but nobody ever really looked into what he was actually trying to protest. And I think as more situations happen in the country and more injustice things start to happen, that people start to look at it. Like I say, some people try to turn a blind eye to it, but the people who actually care about other people and actually have a heart, you're going to actually look at it and be like, you can tell something's not right about that.
Right. And just since you are a dad now, Darren, I'm just curious, how are you going to explain today's movement to your little ones, and how do you want them to?
That's actually a tough one for me right there. I hadn't even thought that far ahead, but eventually I'm going to have to. Well, very soon I'm going to have that conversation with my little boys at least. My little girls are younger. I have a 2-year-old and 18-month. Well, she's about to be 1 year old in a few weeks. But I have a little boy. I have a 12-year-old boy and a 9-year-old boy, and so I'm definitely going to have that conversation with them very soon. Like in the next month or two, actually. But it's something I really hadn't even thought about how to go across come across the conversation with them or anything, but only thing I know to be is just be real as possible with them, be real as possible as I can, and just be blunt with them about the situation, and just let them know that some things are not right, because they're not growing up the way that I grew up and stuff, and so they don't see a lot of the things that I seen growing up, and so they're gonna have to learn it by word of mouth pretty much, or experience it.
Yeah, and I love that you touched on that. I'm sorry I put you into that role before you had even thought about it.
Oh, good, no problem.
I think it's just such an important lesson, because I'm curious, Darren, did your parents or your older siblings ever have that conversation with you? Did you ever get lectured, quote unquote, on how to have interactions with police officers?
For us, like I say, growing up in the inner city, we didn't have lectures on how to deal with the police or anything. We just kind of dealt with it from how we've seen them being dealt with other people and things like that. And then, as you get older, you learn things, and some things that you see people do and the way to deal with situations may not be the right way about going. Our police are not wrong about the things that they're doing or the things they say. And so they can definitely be clear about that. Because I've been around situations where people go bad on the police, and he's only doing his job. And I try to explain that to him. And I've been around situations where it's vice versa, where people are being nice and police are going in on the people. And so just kind of, for me personally, anytime I have interaction with the police, I'm just always try to be polite as I can, whether I'm right, wrong, indifferent. I just want to be safe and make it home at the end of the day.
Yeah, I love that. You just want to be safe and make it home at the end of the day. I'm sure that's what every parent wants for their kids. And just going off of that, Darren, do you think we'll get to a place where racism will ever be eliminated?
That's very hard to say. It'll be I don't think I'll see it in my lifetime for sure.
It's tough. I hope we do see it in our lifetime.
Right.
It's such difficult conversations that we're having now. And it's interesting. I'm just curious for this on your thoughts. So, as we see athletes in leagues getting involved in this notion, we also see another side that are saying, hey, shut up and dribble. Or, hey, you guys are just athletes. Do your job. We don't want to hear your political opinions. What would you say to those fans out there that just want athletes to play the game and not say anything or put any of their political beliefs or social
I'm glad the guys are actually standing up and talking about it. Racism is not a situation everybody want to talk about. It's a hard situation to talk about. And so I'm glad everybody is still actually standing up and talking about it. And
Yeah.
It's like if you look at history going back for years and years and years and years back, it's always been like African Americans have been entertainers, and so some people still have that outlook on life. Like you don't have any right to say anything. Just shut up and dribble the ball. Shut up and throw the ball. And so it's not the same. It's not the same age anymore. It's not the same day and time. And so that's when I go back to the people that have closed minds about things. You're not really listening to what's being said. It's actually a message that's being said if you actually listen to the message that's being said. And so, I don't really have much to say to them. They're pretty much fixed on their opinions, and they're gonna think what they think and say what they say. And so, like I said, I commend the guys who are standing up for it. Actually trying to do something to make a change.
I love that. I love that you touched on Kaepernick earlier, because your Cowboys, we know Dak Prescott recently came out and basically said if the team does decide to do anything during the national anthem, he believes it should be an individual gesture. Just curious, do you think that makes a difference if it's a team united and doing everything together, or should it be an individual gesture for each NFL player to decide what they want to do, possibly during the national anthem?
I feel like if it's a team thing, a team is united, that's great and everything, but for the most part, a lot of the guys, they won't be kneeling or doing whatever they're going to do to protest for the right reason. They'll only be doing it just because the team said this is what we need to do. And so for guys to do it individually, those are the guys who actually want to stand up for what they believe in. And so I definitely, I can't say whether if it's good to see the team do it together, individual players. You hate to see guys get singled out, but at the same time, those are the guys who are standing up for something, or I'm trying to stand for something. And like I say, doing it as a team, you can have guys who don't think true sense about the movement at all, but since the team doing it, I have to do it too. And so, it's just a hard thing to say, really.
Yeah, it's a hard thing. I think it's a difficult conversation, but I'm glad we're having it.
Right.
Some positive things come from it. We have some more questions from fans. They want to go back to your playing days at Arkansas, your legendary playing career at Arkansas. You've kind of touched on it before, but what are your hopes for Razorback football this season? And how do you feel about the SEC playing football this season? Since, of course, we all know that they were one of the conferences that decided to go ahead and play.
I always have high hopes for our Razorbacks going into the season, man. So I feel like they're going to do great things. I'm looking forward to seeing them out there. One more time.
National champions, right?
I can't put anything out there like that. But, I never go out there. I always tell people, no matter what sport it is, I never try to go out there and say, I believe this team is going to do it all. But, for me being a Razorback fan, I definitely I'd love to see them in the national championship. But, as far as the SEC playing ball, like I said, I've talked with people at the University of Arkansas. They've been doing a great job as far as taking care of everything they're supposed to do and follow the guidelines. And I'm going to assume all the other SEC schools are doing the same thing. So I think that's one thing about this conference. It's a very strong conference. And I think everybody takes pride in it. They want to try to do the best they can. That's why I think they follow so many of the guidelines to be out there on the field playing football.
Yeah, we just want safe football. That's all we want. Safe football.
Right.
Safe and have some good football, which we're excited about. And
Definitely.
Safe football, we might as well talk NFL, Darren, because it's a league you know pretty well. Here in DC, we had some big news with our first Washington football team. Darren, have you gotten used to saying that yet?
It's a different one. It has a different ring to it.
Did you ever think the team would change their name?
I never thought that. But I guess, like I said, this day and age, everybody want to stand on something that they believe in. And, if they feel like something isn't right, it's definitely worth a word speaking up for and standing on. It's something that happens, and change is always inevitable.
Yeah, change is always inevitable. And speaking of that, change is always inevitable. We had change recently to our running back core. Adrian Peterson, no longer a member of the Washington football team. I think that surprised so many. And since obviously you have experience as a running back, and AP, of course, is just legendary. For Adrian Peterson, just in his career right now, would you like to see him continue to play football, and any teams that you'd like to see him land? Or some are saying this might be writing on the walls that, hey, it might be done.
I can't say as far as any team or anything, but I'm a big Adrian Peterson fan, man. I've been an Adrian Peterson fan since he's at University of Oklahoma, and I've loved watching him run the ball. I tell everybody he runs the ball the way they're supposed to run the ball, man. And it's always a big surprise. I think Adrian Peterson definitely still has some more left in the tank. He may not be as good as he was in his younger days, but I feel like he's definitely helpful will be helpful for somebody's football team. And I think at this point it's all up to him if he decides he want to keep on pursuing it or decide he's ready to just hang it up. But I feel like me knowing him, he's gonna definitely try to keep pursuing it.
Yeah, we're excited. I think he has some left in tank too, and of course, we want him to reach that record. We need him to reach that record because he's just been so legendary. So I wanted to get your thoughts on that. Well, let's move to your Cowboys. Of course, they're a team, America's team that everyone always has opinions about. Any outlooks so far on how they'll fare this NFL season, Darren?
Just for me being around that team a couple of years ago, I feel like a lot of the core guys are still in place, and I think it's just been trying to get over a hump for the last couple of years. I think Dallas has a great football team that is just about going out there and showing it on the field. A lot of times they go out there and they may stub their toe or something and put themselves behind the eight ball or something. But for the most part, I think they have a pretty good football team, and I'm looking forward to them doing big things this year.
Yeah, you've been so positive about all your picks. All your teams are going to be solid. I think it's great.
I try to stay positive. For me personally, dealing with a lot of injuries in my career, I had no choice but to try and stay positive. I didn't want to be one of those players that get down in the dump and just mope around the facility and things. I always tell myself, only control what you can control, and once you get healthy, you're back on the field and do better than ever.
I absolutely love that. You remind me talking to you a little bit of Mark Ingram. He's always been positive and everyone in the locker room. I think that's what people need, that positivity, especially like you said, when you're dealing with so many things. Why do you need to be a grouch? You're still trying to keep the spirit.
Right.
I think when you're positive, I think positive things happen. So it's just very, very, very exciting times.
I definitely believe so.
Yeah, I can tell. You're still that way. So I know this is why your kids love their dad. Positive spirit. And staying on the Cowboys, probably some of the bigger news, they released former first-round safety Clinton Dix. And many are talking about starter Xavier Woods currently dealing with an injury, which you kind of talked about earlier. Some are saying there's a guy, Earl Thomas, who maybe the Cowboys want to go after. I know you have seen what's happened with Earl Thomas. He had an interesting summer, I'll call it that. And then
to say the least.
Right? And then we saw with the Ravens, him getting cut and axed, which was pretty big news, of course, because when you think the Baltimore Ravens can be a team that possibly has a chance at the title this year. But would you like to see him maybe land on that Cowboys team, Darren?
For a guy like Earl Thomas, man, he's pretty much he controls his destiny right now. I think just about whatever team he want to be on, he can. But if he landed in Dallas, I would definitely love to see him back there. He's a guy I've played against several times, and he knows how to play the safety position very well. And I would definitely love to see him in the Cowboys uniform.
Yeah, another comment from a fan staying on the Cowboys. Need to get back to running the ball. Use Zeke to his full potential. You agree with that, Darren?
Definitely, man. Zeke is he's one of the rawest running backs I've been around. Him coming in as a rookie when I was in Dallas, he just straight raw talent, man. He's all around back. He can block. He can hit the holes. He can have great hands. He's just all around back, and I definitely agree with him. Feed the beast.
Zeke is a beast. I like that. Zeke the beast. Those T-shirts started and printed. And staying on that, might as well ask you, Darren. Give me let's say your top 5 running backs in the league right now, currently.
Ooh. See, I hate to be put on the spot like that. I hate it.
But I mean, you can do it.
In no particular order, but I give my top 5 in no particular order. Definitely Zeke, Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley. Let me see, who would I go for number 5? Oh, those are the only ones I can just go without the top of my head. I can't think of anybody to put for that 5th one, man. And, like I said, you got guys in there like Adrian Peterson, Frank Gore. Those guys have been around for a long time, so they're always going to be top guys in my book. Whether they can go out there and do what they used to do back in the day or not, they're always going to be top guys in my book.
Yeah, I love that. And just curious, Darren, any running backs in today's league that reminds you of yourself? Similar style.
I can't just say right off the top. I can't just think of anybody off the top. I have to sit back and look at some film to pick that one out right there. I feel like
Cook.
One more time. Yeah, he's definitely nice. He's nice. No disrespect to anybody. I didn't mean to leave anybody off the list or anything. No disrespect.
I know I put you on the spot with that one, but we're of course excited for the Cowboys. It'll be very interesting. Dak Prescott has a lot of pressure on him. Of course, we have Andy Dalton saying now that him and Dak Prescott will be friends for the rest of their life. So it seems like things are pretty good in Cowboys land, and hopefully they have a pretty good season. There's a lot of pressure on him. And another one of your former teams, the Raiders, which are now, of course, the Las Vegas Raiders. Don't you wish you were there when that happened?
No, I don't. No, I would have loved to have been there, man. I seen that stadium out there. It's a great stadium, and I was in the Raiders organization for 7 years, and so I still am close with a lot of those guys over there as far as the people in the front office. And so I still talk with a lot of those guys and interact with them. I've did some events with them not this summer, but last summer, and before all the corona and everything hit, did a few events with them. And so I definitely love the Raiders, man, and I'm excited about their move. It was time for them to have a new stadium and be in a new place. And I hate it for the city of Oakland because I know how much the city of Oakland loves the Raiders, man. But definitely it was time for them to get a new stadium and everything. So I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, the new stadium looks nice. I did not see it, the completed one, when I was last in Vegas. Just seeing it from off the highway, it's huge. I know
it is, yeah.
Everybody's going to want to be there. I hate it. It wouldn't be finished the year we have COVID. So, of course, with fans,
right.
it's insane. What do you think about that, Darren? I mean, do you think not playing in front of fans, would that really affect the players much, just from your experience? I mean, you're used to playing in front of so many for pretty much your entire career.
I think I know for me as a player, when I played, I would block the fans out. I tell people I can go and play in front of 100,000 people and not break a sweat and then have to stand up on the stage in front of 50 people and can't even get my words out there.
You're the opposite of most.
Right.
That's great. It's going to be different, because I think sometimes it's like I hear players say they can black out the fan noise, but I'm sure sometimes it's fun seeing the fans are rooting for you, and even the ones that are
definitely so.
Right, you can prove them wrong. So I think it's going to be something to get used to. Of course, we understand that we're all trying to get through COVID together, and of course, especially since the NFL won't be able to play in the bubble, I think it's just about keeping them safe. But
right.
You're seeing some of the virtual fan noise, having cutouts of fans. I don't know if that'll help at all to help.
I think I was about to say that was going to be one of the bigger things for me. Like if you walk out there and there's nobody in the stadium, it's like, how do you feel those seats? Even if you do the little cutout cardboard, it's not going to be the same. I think that will play on you more mentally than it would be with not having fans, without having noise there. I mean, but to walk out there and it's like nobody's in the stand, you see all these people just sitting still, like nobody's moving.
It's weird, right? You're like, hello. It feels like
right.
So I think it'll be something to get used to, but I guess we will all have to get used to it together. We did get used to it with the NBA, so there's hope. There's hope. The NBA isn't as bad. It's not still the same, but
at least their fans are moving, though.
They're moving, so I have to be truly
right.
It'll be so interesting. And staying on the Raiders, Darren, just any favorite Raiders memories?
Oh man, like I said, I was there 7 years. I think some of my funnest memories came from just being in the locker room with the guys, just talking and joking, cracking jokes with each other. Man, played with some of my best friends I still talk to this day. Tyvon Branch, Tywan Jones, Marcel Reese, Khalif Barnes, Michael Huff, Justin Fargas, and those are all guys I played with at the Raiders, man. And those are some of the guys I still talk to this day. And it's like anytime we get together, it's like big old kids at a playground.
I love it. Darren. It's been just a pleasure and joy. I hear your little ones in the back.
Yeah. Oh, sorry about that.
No, it's great. Like it's multiple life, but it's just been a true joy and an honor. And just, Darren, before I let you go, just any words you would say to the fans, the people that love you, like what's next?
For me, I definitely first of all, I want to just say thank you to all the fans that support me through thick and thin. I definitely appreciate it. For me, like I said, take me another little bit just to try to figure out what's next. I didn't want to just jump back into something. I had to commit myself to something that I'm not ready for. Like I say, I'm enjoying being at home with my little girls right now, and so it's no rush to get back out of the house. And so, but I'm here soon. I hope that I can get something going on. I definitely will let everybody know for sure.
We look forward to that, Darren. I hope you're not a stranger to the show. Any more cool cards? You got to make sure you drop them on this show.
All right, I definitely will send you a shot of them.
But wishing you the best. Please wish your little ones just the best. And again, appreciate you joining. Congrats again on the honor. We'll be following that news. I feel like you're that person that your trophy case can never be big enough.
Right.
There's always something coming. But it's a true testament to all that you've done. So thank you again so much for making time for the show, Darren, and giving us some of your Labor Day weekend.
I definitely appreciate you having me on. Have a good one.
Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Take care. Bye.
Bye. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Of course, we just heard from Darren McFadden, just the all-pro, all-American running back at Arkansas, legendary career. And, of course, he played 10 seasons in the NFL. Super excited to have him on. And, of course, I wish you all a happy Labor Day weekend. Thanks, as always, for joining us. We'll be back Thursday before kickoff, of course, because we want football. And we'll be bringing you all a special show with Cyril Wright. He is the founder of To God Be the Glory Sports. He's going to be joining me. He, of course, was someone who was very close to the the late, great George Floyd. He'll be joining me to talk all things sports, social activism in sports, and then, of course, we'll take you off to Thursday football kickoff. So until then, enjoy the weekend. Stay safe, wear your face mask, and, of course, as always, check us out every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and every Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And also check out our audio show online. So check it out, iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, lots of great episodes. We drop 3 shows each and every week for you all sports related, lots and lots and lots of content. We have some very special guests coming. Thanks as always for supporting the show. On social media, hashtag Listen In With KNN or hashtag LIWKNN. If you like something, we appreciate it. To my team, thank you so much for every single thing you do. Enjoy the weekend, everyone. And of course, please, please, please remember, be safe. All right, guys. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Follow Kelsey on social media at The Real K Nelson. Catch episodes of Listen In with KNN on YouTube, on air at AM 1340 and 96.9 FM Fox Sports Radio, on Facebook and Twitter, and online at KelseyNicoleNelson.com. Thank you for watching this live stream broadcast of Listen In with KNN. Follow Kelsey on social media at The Real K Nelson. Catch episodes of Listen In with KNN on YouTube, on air at AM 1340 and 96.9 FM Fox Sports Radio, on Facebook and Twitter, and online at KelseyNicoleNelson.com. Thank you for watching this live stream broadcast of Listen In with KNN.